Wasn't sure I was going to record today because I am desperately hungover, but up in Coventry for the 440 mystery bounty, so 200 plus 200, and then obviously 40 for the rate. Seems to be like a good number of runners, but I went out for one beer last night and smashed a couple of bottles of wine, so feel a bit ropey. So we will be trying to avoid that today, but we'll see what happens when Scotland-England kicks off. So unusual to not be in the pub for the Calcutta Cup, so up in Coventry. So sorry, I'm lacking energy. So only one interesting spot so far. We turned up an hour late because I was, as I say, hungover and disorganised. So yeah, but we'll see how the rest of the day goes, and hopefully in the next update I'm still in and a bit more energised. So I'm gonna go and find coffee and drinks and stuff. Well, so hopefully I've achieved both things. Still in. Got about 40k, which is probably quite a bit behind average now, but 40k, I assume we're going to 1200 big blinds, so there's plenty of chips still, we're fine. But I'm just, and hangover is slowly disappearing, I think, but who knows, it's getting a bit better. But the issue is I'm just completely distracted by the fucking rugby. I'm like trying to playing hands, and I'll get to the hands in a second, and with future Paul sat at his lovely desk chair, but I'm there just like watching the rugby than I am the game, which is probably good because I'm just betting and then staring at the screen. So jammed on a guy, and then just while he was thinking, I just got to turn around and watch the rugby. I didn't have to sort of sit there try and hide anything. It's just crack on, carry on doing what you're doing, which is ideal. But so I had a couple of snacks, try and pick me back up, and then I suppose we'll get back to it and watch the second half of the rugby. It doesn't look like there's any cash running at the moment, so despite the fact we've got a hotel, as it stands, I'm probably going home if we bust, which is still probably the favourite outcome at the moment, but we'll see what happens. So back to it, hopefully see you at the next break and not before. So, first hand of any interest is we pick up Queen Jack off in the big blind at big blind 400. Middle position opens to 900, and we have a fairly straightforward call. So we call and go to the flop, which delivers a flop of Ace Queen 4 Rainbow. Obviously no leads here, so we check it across to the opener, who decides to take a bit of a surprising line, I thought at the time. So he goes pretty big, bets 80% pot, so fires 2k into 2.4 with a bet this size, and obviously the opener's advantage. We will just be making calls and nothing else for our queen here. So we call and then get super lucky. We bink the queen on the turn, which is very nice. In game it just goes check check here, unsurprisingly, and then deuce on the river changes very little. I go for max value, firing 6k into 6.4, and the middle position player snap mucks. And the only reason I included this hand is that there's not much going on, it's not very exciting. However, I think it's one of those spots where if I took my time and thought a bit more, maybe there would be a chance to like lead turns. I thought about leading turn in game, but then very quickly decided that I find leading range is quite confusing, didn't know what to do, and chickened out and checked. Clearly, as I mentioned in previous videos, if I just take more time here, have a think about what I'm trying to do, definitely could have led turn here, because like it's obviously want to lead for value in this spot, but like there's definitely times when you could be really nice at like bluff spot here. We have way more Queen X in our range than the original opener, so I think yeah, should have raised. Sorry, should have led turn, but you know we live and we learn. So we still pick up a nice little pot, and we start heading. Chips start heading in the right directions. Okay, a few levels later, we pick up King 4 of diamonds in the small blind, 1k big blind. The button opens to 2.2k. I don't really understand tournaments and what you're supposed to do here, so go for the easy option and make a call from the small blind.
Don't know if that's a thing, but that's what we did. Big blind comes along as well. Go to a flop of king 5-6, 2 clubs. Again, don't know what you're supposed to do in these spots. Small blind's very difficult. I'm an idiot, so we check. Big blind checks behind us. So then the button fires quite big for a freeway pot, so it's like just under half pot here. Fires 3.5k into just over 7.5. I'm sure there's options available to us here. Can't fold, probably could raise, but we decide to call, and the big blind folds, which, yeah, it's nice. Then we get the deuce on the turn, and it goes check, check. Then there's the ace on the river. Obviously, we check here. Button fires 15k, and we fold. I think I'm just including this hand because I really don't think I played it well at any spot. I spoke to the almighty Leach after this hand, and his suggestion was maybe look at check jamming river. Unfortunately, we only had 25k behind, so we couldn't do that in game really. Either way, possibly could have fired at other points, but I think it's just one of those where I need to start looking at taking more aggressive lines, and this would have been an interesting one to do. But yeah, terribly played hand. So there we go. Then the final hand of this section. So we pick up Ace Jack of Spades in the big blind with 28 bigs at 1k big blind. Middle position opens to 2.2. Button calls. I think we have a pretty mandatory free bet here, so we make it 7.5k. And as can only happen in live poker, the original raiser folds and the button calls the free bet. So we go to a flop of 6, 7, 9, 2 spades. I check it across to the button, who fires 5.5k, and we decide to actually be aggressive for once here and jam for a further 20, and it's our lucky day. We take the pot down and we've rebuilt the chip stack a little bit. So again, not the most exciting set of hands, but chips hopefully heading in the right direction again. So there we go.
It's not a bad time, we're still in. Just getting bored because we're on a 25-minute break, free off the money, which is just frankly fucking ridiculous. But dealers need breaks, unfortunately. It's not anyone's fault. Normally Grosvenor make terrible decisions. I don't think this is one of them. Missed the last update because I had to go and run to check into the hotel room, which took ages because they constantly try and sell you these Hilton honours, and I was like, I'm on a 15-minute break, just fucking wrap it up. But anyway, stop ranting. Clearly the hangover's gone, back on beers. But yeah, we've got about 180k-ish, about to go to 8k big blind. Like I say, free off the money, so hopefully the hotel room hasn't been a wasted investment. Still a chance for one of those three people, but there hasn't been that many interesting hands the last couple of levels. But like I say, I missed the last update, so I will jump to future Paul, let him talk through some of those, and I'll get back to my beer. So, cheers.
Okay, and we're straight in. Pick up Ace Queen off under the gun. As I mentioned, it's 1.2k big blind. Unfortunately, I clearly forgot that at the moment and just decided to misclick here and call. So obviously that's going to create some problems, especially when middle position decides to raise to 3.5k. Don't think we can do anything other than call here, so that's what we do, and we move to the flop. Flop is Ace 9 8 2 diamonds. We have 2 black cards, so we check it across to the raiser. They fire out 2.2k, so what's that, 22% pot? I think they're just going to do this pretty liberally on these ace high boards. Don't necessarily think that's right, so we decide to raise it up to 7.5k. Our hand is obviously relatively disguised because we've played it like an idiot. But we still have a non-believer, and they make the call. We get a fairly blank free on the turn. We've got sort of 27k in the stack here, so it's sort of one pot size bet. So I think what I was thinking, like I can bet like sort of 40% pot here, and then have a 40% pot jam on the river, which is sort of quite nice. So on blank turns like the free, we will continue to bet as we do here, leaving 18k behind, and we get the call and go to the river. And it's a frustrating one. We hit the queen and get 2 pair. Unfortunately, it's the queen of diamonds and completes every single draw that could possibly be out there. So now, obviously, we can't jam for value. Our hand is far too strong to turn into a bluff. I check with the intention of calling the river. Thankfully, I don't have to make that decision. And our opponent checks back. We show him the ace queen, and they muck very quickly, and we're up to 60k. We can continue to have a few quiet levels, and then the next interesting hand is we pick up the ace-8 of diamonds at 2k big blind. Thankfully this time we remember what we're supposed to do, and we raise to 4k under the gun, fold around to the big blind, who calls. Flop is relatively generous. We get a king, queen 6, 2 diamonds. It's quite nice. Big blind checks to us. Again, who knows what he's supposed to do in tournaments. Feels like a bet, so I bet 3k because everyone loves small bets. And the big blind calls. Turn is a deuce. Checks to us. We bet 16k with the intention of firing pretty much all rivers, but we get the fold. Again, just got to get some hands in here. It's not very interesting, but our stack is up to over 100k, so chipping away, heading in the right direction. Okay, so next level, couple of levels later, we finally pick up aces. Feels like it's been a lifetime since we last saw them. But again, we're under the gun. Apparently we only play hands, or review hands from under the gun today. Luckily we remember to raise again. We make it 5k at 2.5k big blind. Get called by the cutoff, and also by the small blind, who only had 30k to start the hand, so it's taking a conservative approach with, what's that, 12 big blinds, makes the call. Flop comes king, jack, blank, 2 clubs. Small blind checks across to me. Clearly, I think bet's the best solution here, so we bet 5k. The cutoff calls, and off 25k. The cutoff folded, and then off 25k, the small blind makes the call. So pots 30k, small blind has 20k back. King on the turn, not the best card in the world. Goes check, check. Then a blank on the river of some variety. Clearly I can't recall all my hands very well. So when the small blind checks to us in this situation, we're probably pretty good. Don't see us getting lots of calls. So we try and go for super thin value. Bet 10k. And we get the cycle, and that puts us up to 143k, where I believe we've pretty much end the day, which is 1.5 times average. So yeah, we'll hand over to Gus again for the end of the day review.
Oh, tired. Right. We made day 2. Lovely. Really wasn't much to report. After we went back, had a 25-minute break, came back, 2 people bust straight away, and then we were hand for hand for about, I don't know, 15-20 minutes, something like that. But yeah, so free day 2, about 174k, no, not about, 174k at, I think we're going to be 8k big blind, unless the turbo can do us a favour. Sorry, I was trying to get my room key out. Absolute belter of a room they've upgraded me to. Clearly it wasn't very busy this week, but this is absolutely top quality. Apparently that's a view out onto the football pitch, but not much use at this time of night because it is absolutely pitch black. So, but anyway, I'm rabbiting on. Like I say, there's no hands to discuss from the last break, so it's going to be a case of continuing my extremely unhealthy day of unpreparedness. I will see what I can get. Luckily we didn't have to spend the second borrowing. We've just thrown 500 quid on the floor somewhere. Gonna have a search on delivery, see if I can get myself some fried chicken or something, and then hit the hay, and then 12 o'clock start tomorrow. So walk up Tesco's, walk up Greg's, continue the healthy dream. See you in the morning, or for some fried chicken in a bit if it's particularly tasty. Who knows?
Tomorrow.
Oh, well, I say fresh. We're not hungover like yesterday, which is a bonus. I keep saying every time I stay at this hotel I'm going to go to the gym, but I've always got an excuse. So it's like, so I got freshly tattooed this week, so avoiding the gym for a few days. So we will head out for a walk. But this is my right. Hold on. Let's give you a So apparently this is an upgrade to a suite with a pitch view. So yeah, it's quite a nice room, to be fair. They trusted me with like big cosmetics in the toilet. It's nice. Stand-up shower, not shower over a bath. Fucking hate that. Trust me by not. Oh, that's a safe. There's nothing in there. Trust me with like, yeah, detachable hangers. Oh, God, must be posh. They trust you to not steal the hangers. Last night's chicken. And then, oh, what an inspirational view, eh? Just, if that doesn't fire you up, what will? The mighty sky blues were here. Unfortunately, so were wasps, but that's a bygone era like Worcester. But, you know, let's not depress me to start the day. So, yeah, there we go. So that's it. My lovely hotel room with the view. So I think, yeah, these are used as suites during match days, which selling point for the 6 Coventry fans that might come here. So who buys a box at fucking, what are they, League One? Championship? I don't know, I don't really follow football these days. Yeah, so we'll probably going to go for a walk, go get some breakfast. No point checking out yet because I've got a couple hours, so I'll leave my stuff here, go for a stroll. I reckon we'll end up at Greg's, come back, check out, back to Tesco to get some snacks for the day. So hopefully we're going to be in this mystery bounty for a while. Pull some big numbers, a couple of short stacks on the table, not super short, but yeah, I think EV of a bounty is 1.6k, so we're going to get after those, so that'll be fun. But yeah, right, I'm off to get breakfast. I'll see you in a bit. Pure waiting game now. It's still 20 minutes to kick off, but what can you do other than walk around retail parks and sit down to check out the hotel at 11? It's a bit shit, really. But actually, got something to talk about. So, just had the bounties up for day 2, so they're up here somewhere. But like, you get all excited. It's fucking brilliant. Like, yeah, there's like 10k, 7k, a few other big prizes which look really cool. And then, you know, it's Grosvenor going to put fucking 10,500 into UK Open main events. This is our money. Like, why is it going into fucking satellite money, like dollars? It's ridiculous. Like, why do they always do stupid things? You get a good fun event and they just go fucking ruin it. Like, don't get it. Absolute clowns. I'll probably talk more on this like outside of this vlog, but like, Grosvenor just continue to dominate a market and still make horrendous decisions. They're just allowed to do whatever the fuck they want. Like, I can't play the name. What do I do if I pull it? Just infuriating. Anyway, hopefully we're not going to pull that. We're going to pull 10k. So, right, I'm going to sit around for 20 minutes and then go bounty hunting. Oh, no final table today. No bounties pulled. Fucking 10k bounty is pulled in the first level by some guy who got 1 sick for the chips and knocked 5 people out. It's just out fucking outrageous, but anyway, whatever. There was absolutely got nothing going today. We were just, I think I played 2 hands, jammed 9s early on, got it through, picked up some chips, and then went through the blinds, moved table straight into the blinds, which really crippled me. Then whittled down to like 5 bigs, I think. So, well, 5.5, and then someone opened from early position, picked up Queen Jack off on the button, and we ship in. Has Ace 3 of hearts, Queen in the window, followed by 4, 5, 6, 7. So, just one of those days. What are you going to do? Now I can get to go home and go and do the weekly shop. Great fun. Life of a grinder, eh? Anyway, small cash, 540 quid. Covers the expenses for the weekend, so we're not losing money, which who cares at the moment, but you know, probably in the long run is quite nice. But yeah, c'est la vie. So I want to play some more mystery bounties, because actually it'd be quite nice to pull a bounty at some point. Imagine the fun of that. What a tease, eh? But right, anyway, I'm probably going to have a rant at some point in the future about these stupid Grosvenor decisions to fucking put 12% of the bounties into satellite chips, which is outrageous despite the fact it was not advertised. This fucking company's a joke. Maybe I'll just try and get myself banned from all their tournaments. Like, you know, that seems the best option, doesn't it? Right, anyway, I'm going to eat my fucking Greg's chicken tikka sandwich and drive home.